Good morning, fifth graders. Today we are going to continue our nonfiction animal books in Book Creator. This will be our third writing lesson in Book Creator. Our first lesson is on this slide from Tuesday, March 16th. Our second lesson was from this week on Tuesday. And today, here are the tasks that we are going to complete for Book Creator. So today our main goal is to complete your body paragraph number 1 page in Book Creator. If you'll remember, in your writing, you had 3 body paragraphs. You had body paragraph number 1, body paragraph number 2, and body paragraph number 3. So today we are just going to add our paragraph for body paragraph number 1 to our Book Creator book. So first, let's go to Book Creator. You'll find it in ClassLink. And I'm going to scroll. Mine is all the way at the beginning. You'll see my cover page is done and my introduction page from Tuesday is done. Now I need to add this little plus, or I need to click this little plus button, which will add new pages. And I'm going to go back to my tasks and see what I should do first. It says you will need to open your Google Doc with your animal writing. Here is my example. This Google Doc should always be open in a separate tab when you're working on your Book Creator assignments. So you'll see I have already opened that and it is in a separate tab right at the top of my screen. Let's see what we need to do next. Add a title. Example, Where Koalas Live. So you need to come up with an appropriate title for body paragraph 1. And you'll notice that in yellow, I wrote the topic for this paragraph, which was called Where Koalas Live. And so I think that's a pretty good title for my Book Creator book. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add that right now. I'm going to hit this plus button with the yellow circle and add text, Where Koalas Live. Remember, titles are always capitalized. So my where is capitalized, my koalas is capitalized, and my live is capitalized. And I like to keep my text on the right-hand side of the book. You choose what you like, but that's kind of my style. And I think this is way too small for a title. On the other pages, I've been using a 30 font size for my titles. So I'm going to come over here to the I button, and I'm going to change this to 30. And then I'll stretch it out so it's kind of one line, and then I'll center it. All right, I've got my title in. Let's see what task is next. Copy and paste your body paragraph number 1 from your Google Doc. All right, so I need to go back to my animal writing. And if you'll remember, we had taken all of our paraphrase notes and we had turned it into a paragraph down here in the light blue section. It should be all ready for you. You can highlight it and either hit Control C, or you can right-click your mouse and hit Copy. You'll come back to your Book Creator, and we need to hit the plus button and enter some more text. And once I do that, I should be able to right-click and hit Paste, or you can hit Control V to paste. And there it is. I'm going to hit Done. Whoa, that looks so good in my book. I'm going to kind of resize it. Like I said, I like my text on one side, and I'm going to make this bigger. I'm not going to make it 30 because that was the size of my title, but maybe I'll do 25. I think that looks pretty good. And move it up a little bit. All right, let's see what it says next. Read your text out loud and make sure it sounds good. Revise if necessary. Remember that word revise means we should add things to our paragraph if we think it's necessary. So, koalas can only be found in one place on Earth. Australia is where koalas come from. In the southern part of Earth, you can find Australia. It is a continent and an island. You will find koalas in Victoria, New South Wales, and Queensland, all eastern states in Australia. They live in the eucalyptus forests in these states. A koala lives in 15 to 20 trees called its territory. In summary, if you want to see a koala, you will have to go to Australia and find a eucalyptus forest. I think that sounds pretty good. I worked really hard on that paragraph before, and so I don't see any corrections that I need to make. So I'm going to go to the next step. Make sure your spelling and punctuation are correct. And I am looking, do I have capitals and periods, capitals and periods? I'm checking my spelling, punctuation. I want to make sure everything is capitalized at the beginning of my sentence and periods are at the end. I think that looks pretty good. My next step is tab over 5 spaces to indent your paragraph. So I'm going to go back into the text box by double clicking, and I'm going to tab over, and what I'm going to do is actually click the space bar 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, making a nice little indent. And there we have it. Our next step says add a background color. And you know what? I think I am going to keep the same background color for all of my pages inside. So you'll notice I use this green polka dot for my introduction, and I think I'm going to keep it the same for this page as well. So my background is done. If you want to change to a different background, remember you can click that little I button and select a different background. I know some of you like to do a different thing for each page, and that's totally fine. Add images that go with your body paragraph 1. All right, so this is the part where you need to think, what did I just read to myself about my body paragraph 1? So I had read that koalas were in Australia, so I should probably find a picture of Australia. I had read that it's in the states of Victoria, New South Wales, and Queensland. So finding a map that shows those 3 states in Australia might be good if I can. I had read that they live in eucalyptus forests, so maybe finding some pictures of trees, eucalyptus trees would be good. And so I'm going to model for you one example of finding a picture, and then I'm going to pause the video as I add my others. So to add a picture, let's start with Australia. You'll hit that plus button again, and you'll hit the import button. It'll search for images, and I'm going to search for Australia. And oh, look at that. It popped up a picture of the koala. Isn't that funny? And here is a picture of Australia. I believe I used this picture on my previous page. So I'm going to see if I can find a different one. Here's one. This looks like a Google map view of Australia. I might come back to that one. Maybe if I type Australia map, I might get a better result. Okay. I don't see one. Oh, here's one with the states. This is what I was looking for. So I'm going to click on that one and hit add, and hopefully it will work. Perfect. So my text had talked about you will find koalas in Victoria. That's this little state down here. New South Wales, that's this state here, and Queensland. So you'll see they're in the eastern part of Australia. That worked out great. All right, so I'm going to pause this video as I find tree pictures. All right, so you can see I have added 2 other pictures I added this pretty cool looking picture I found. I had searched for eucalyptus trees, and this came up, which I think it's very artistic. And then down here at the bottom, I have a picture of a koala in a eucalyptus tree eating. So I thought that went well. So looks like my pictures are good. I'm going to go back to my task sheet and see what is left. And the only thing left for today is recording the audio of you reading body paragraph number 1. And it says, read the body paragraph number 1 title and the paragraph. So I'll come back to my book and I remember that I need to hit that plus button and record. In the top right-hand corner, it will say start recording, and then it will do a countdown, 3, 2, 1. Where koalas live. Koalas can only be found in one place on Earth. Australia is where koalas come from. In the southern part of Earth, you can find Australia. It is a continent and an island. You will find koalas in Victoria, New South Wales, and Queensland, all eastern states in Australia. They live in the eucalyptus forests in these states. A koala lives in 15 to 20 trees called its territory. In summary, if you want to see a koala, you will have to go to Australia and find a eucalyptus forest. Notice I hit the stop button in the top right-hand corner when I was done. If you would like to listen to your recording, you can hit this play button. Where koalas live. I think it's going to be fine. So I'm going to click use recording. And then that little speaker button is what I just said. So I like to drag that to the top right-hand corner. You'll notice I put my speaker button in the top right-hand corner on all of my pages. That will help my reader know where to expect to find that. And so students, this is all that you have to do today for your Friday, March 26th writing assignment in Book Creator. I hope this video helped you and do your very best work.